Good evening and welcome to Public Space Sri Lanka. Tonight's topic will be on the postponement of local government elections. Now, even though we will be discussing just a local government election, it goes beyond that. At this particular moment, this has become the most important political topic of the day because most people are waiting to gauge what the public mood is like. Now, we see in many instances that people look at the crowds attending the various rival rallies or the meetings or the padayatras that are being organized and so on. But the real way to gauge public opinion and the public mood is to have an election, which is why this local government election has become more important than a local government election would in normal circumstances. To discuss this topic today, we have in the studio Mr. Rohana Hettiarachchi, the Executive Director of PAFREL, which is the People's Action for Free and Fair Elections, and Mr. Ranjith Keerthi Tennakone, Executive Director of the Campaign for Free and Fair Elections, CAFE. Welcome to the program, gentlemen. If I start with you, Mr. Hettiarachchi, now we see that in this country there's a hierarchy of levels of government. There are various levels of government. Now, at the topmost level, there are constitutional provisions which ensure that there isn't a vacuum, which means that we can never function without a president or without a parliament. But when it comes down to the local government level, it just seems to be an open house. I mean, the minister seems to have all the power to either postpone or to or even to cut short the period of a local government institution and so on. I mean, how would you explain that situation? I mean, here, I mean, the particular status that the local government institutions have in this hierarchy.
Well, I am not fully agree with your statement. Maybe legally it's correct. But in practical scenario, the local contest, the local authorities are much more important than the parliamentary or the president for the people of the country, for their day-to-day functions. Of course, that we have to have a parliament and we have to president, so we have to have the top hierarchy level to run the country. But in practice, in local level people to get certain things to done for their day-to-day life, the most important place is the local authority, either Pradesh Sabha or municipality. So that is why we are pressurizing the government to have a sooner elections. Because yes, and also we agree that the local government, the relevant minister, do have some sort of authority, but not to postpone the elections, but they can extend the period. So that is what he did in the first instance. But unfortunately, without having any legal power, now its local elections has been postponed for more than 2 years. In certain areas, for example, Batiklo, Jaffna municipality, Vaunia, certain local authorities, it has postponed more than 2 years, of course. In addition, I think you may aware this Pudukkottai and Muhthubatta it's more than 10-15 years. It has postponed due to but it's not legally, but due to the various other reasons. But in this, if we come to this present situations, even though the minister doesn't have any sort of legal authority, but we are talking about the new local government system, because which is the act is passed in 2012. So with that circumstances, the election is anyway postponed in practically. But according to the law, the minister has authority just for 1 year extension. But now I don't know which law this local authorities has been postponed. I think it's a practical situations with this the demarcation issue. We can talk about that, the demarcations issue in the last actually from 2013 onwards. But in the present with the present government more than 1 year now, due to the demarcations, now election has been postponed. But I think in reality, in the real situation is something else. That is a political will. Whether the government in a sense, the both the leading political party, the coalition government, president and the prime minister, whether they are willing to have elections within June period. So that is the main problem. But they
Yeah.
can use this demarcation issue for the postponement of the elections.
Yeah, Ranjit, what really is the legal basis for postponing an election? Now, obviously, you will have to use some kind of ordinance, some constitutional provision. If you have to postpone an election of all things, so on what basis are they doing this? For the
It's a well-known fact that what this present government and the previous government did on postponing the election is not legal at all, and the minister, the relevant minister, do not have any powers to postpone such elections in a manner which they have done. As Rohana very correctly said, that there are issues related to the demarcation and there are issues with the local council act which has to be amended, but the political will and the political intention is the key issue here, and we see that the present good governance government is not having the willingness to have the elections, and that is one of the major issues which this delay of the elections are taking place. When you go into the section 25 of the local council act, it says, it ensures that uninterrupted the course taking place without a period of having the office bearers at the office. So it ensures that the day-to-day functions and the very basic principles of the local governance to take place without any interruption. For example, even in the parliamentary elections, there is a certain period we can have some sort of a period without a proper parliament. But for the local councils, based on the importance of having the office bearers at the local levels, it ensures under the section 25 of the council act that the continuation of the local council has to be taken place. In this particular case, we have seen that legal provision has not addressed, and whatever the arguments coming on legally on this basis is not valid, and it is a uttermost lie that the minister is having these sort of provisions. Number two, when it comes to the practical terms, we know that there is an issue of the demarcation. When it comes to the delimitation, according to the new local council act, the election monitors and the other concerned people, at that time the election commissioner, and then now the election commission itself has raised this issue. Delimitation has not done in a proper transparent manner. It has given a political leverage to some political parties, and that issue has to be addressed. But in the other hand, we are having two other additional issues which goes hand in hand in related to the postponement of this election. Number one is that the Pudukkottai and Maritime Pattu local council elections. The nomination was called almost 6 years ago, and the election has not held just because of one the legal case is going behind, and now some of the candidates who has filed the nomination has died, and we cannot understand why a local council election is going to held under the nominations based 6 years ago. There is no valid justification for that. If the parliament can cancel with the act of these two local council elections, it gives an additional advantage to the very basics of free and fair elections, which allows the new political parties to get registered. We should not forget the fact that for last 14 years, new political parties has not registered in Sri Lanka except the Sarath Fonseka's political party. It was an exceptional case which came as a result of the Human Rights Commission's the decision on that. So, until the Pudukkottai and Maritime Pattu local council elections are amended or abandoned, we cannot register the new political parties. So, if the government is having a very good intention, the first thing they should do, they have to cancel the elections and they can call for the new elections. The time period in between can use to allowing the new political parties to get registered, and as we have said, we have not registered political parties for almost a decade now. There are so many organizations, new groups, something like 32 organizations and groups are willing to put their applications forward to the Election Commission. The other factor, for almost 1 year now with the Election Commission, it has written to the ministry, local council, provincial council and local council ministry, to that amended certain provisions of the Local Council Act. And there was 55, somewhere around 55 cases were highlighted and pinpointed with the letter by the Election Commissioner at that time to the relevant ministry, saying that these technical amendments has to be taken place to ensure the total fairness of an election, or address the technicalities of the election process. So that
what were those technical issues? What were they like? I mean, at least if you can sort of.
I mean, to highlight some of these cases, I mean, the wordings used in this particular act is not so clear, and in some cases, for example, in some paras we have to amend words like and to or, maybe and or something like that. In some areas we have identified that, I mean, next election the votes will be counted at polling centers itself, and based on votes, if you are having more than one polling center, the wordings used for the counting of the postal votes is having a certain issues which can be amended using maybe 2-3 words down there, using rephrasing the sentence maybe. So, those sort of very small technicalities has not addressed. Until these technicalities are not addressed properly, we can, I mean, there will be some hurdles, difficulties to hold the elections, and when you face a legal challenge, it will be a very problematic. So, what we are saying, there are two issues. Number one, Pudukkottai and maritime path to elections. The other hand, we are having the other factor that there are some certain technical issues has to be amended according to the new election law. So, these two can be done within no time, as we have pinpointed, the people have identified, and there are way outs for this particular certain issues without talking about this particular delimitation. But here, the one thing we see, that the political dedication, the willingness to have local councils are not down there, and that's why this whole episode, the whole issue, whole drama of delaying process are taking place, giving with definitely unacceptable reasons to delay the elections.
Yeah, Mr. Hettiaraj, if I turn to you, now is it the case that, okay, in the case of the president and the parliament, there is absolutely no way that that the election can be postponed, or the country can function without a parliament or without a president. But as you go down the hierarchy, now when it comes to say the provincial councils, now we find that section 154E of the constitution just says that a provincial council shall be in existence for 5 years from the date appointed for its first meeting, and after that 5 years after the 5 years it will stand dissolved automatically, just like parliament. But unlike parliament, it doesn't say that the proclamation dissolving the provincial councils should call for fresh elections and set a date for the first meeting on the next provincial council and that kind of thing. You don't find that. That is at the second tier. Then when you go on to the third tier, I mean, the minister can, I mean, as you said earlier, he can postpone it, he can cut it short. But of course, it doesn't say that he can suspend the local government institution, that he can function without it. But isn't that ambiguity in our law that is being made use of to simply do without it? Now we found that in certain areas they did without provincial councils for a very long time. Then local government elections have also been postponed in the past. I mean, how would you look at that situation? I mean, the mere fact that
Yeah, I am not just look at these local elections. I mean, I'm happy to look at it in a broader line, which is PAFL stand for even some time back. Our position is in Sri Lanka, we have to have an election calendar, not only the local elections, even in the parliament. We have some experience in the past, how the parliament behaved and how parliament dissolved, even the presidential in recent past. So we should have some sort of election calendar, which is the political party or ruling party can't change it. Because in the past, even in the previous regime, they took this advantage. They had a staggered election for the local elections. They had a staggered elections for provincial elections for their benefit. Only the parliamentary and the presidential, they couldn't do that because legally they can't do it. Otherwise, they will have even a staggered parliamentary elections because it is not valid. So that is what they did in the past.
yeah,
So these people also doing the same thing in other way. Even though they had a staggered elections, the past government, they had given the elections for the people to select their representative. But the present government, somehow or other, they are postponing the election. I think it is more serious than the previous regime what they did. But this is a quite different situation, special situation, because now we are trying to pace the new electoral system for the local elections. So in this system, I think I have discussed with the elections commissioner also, and yes, Keith is correctly mentioned that we have to change this, amend these issues, some around 52 issues. Now the elections commission has submitted this letter in 2013, because they have sent a copy to us also, just for our information.
a letter outlining
Yeah,
all 55,
exactly, yeah,
all 55
exactly.
amendments.
There were 3 letters gone. The first letter was drafted somewhere around 2013, and then later 2 years ago there was another letter, and I think 55 cases has now identified with the technical issues.
No, my point is, even with that, when it's come to the new the election system, elections commissions do have authority to go for elections. If there is any issue in between, even during the process, even during the elections commission can make some sort of provisions, because it is a completely new election system. So there's a chance for go for elections, even having these issues. But only problem is the demarcations, because when the elections, the election commissioner has to gazette these elections. So with the gazette, he has to say, for example, in Colombo municipality, there are so many votes, let's say 50 votes, and they has to elect 60 or 65, whatever the members. So in his gazette notification, he has to say that. Until the delimitation committee decide how many board and how many members each and every specific local authorities, the elections commission can't do that. So if the delimitation committee complete this, and if the committee hand over to the minister, the president can gazette it. So our point is, so if they gazette these demarcations, even having with these issues, I mean, in addition there are a lot of issues in the Local Government Act, but even with that we can go for elections. So the problem is the demarcations. For your questions, in direct answer is that we have to have an election calendar in the future. I mean, even with the new electoral system or constitutional changes, we have to address this, and we have informed the relevant authority, relevant committee in the past to bring this specific law. Because there are, some countries, they have this system. Even some countries, they have a caretaker government. It's a different system, which we can get more good practices here. So that is what we need to do in the future.
Yeah, we'll be taking a short break now. Stay with us.